Okay, so then now. Okay, beautiful. Hold on. Well, it's good to have two screens. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's right. It's good to have two screens. So I can see what the heck is going on. Okay, I can't move on the video so you can see me. Um, all right, so we'll go through these three together, one on your own. You will either throw your your screen on and just show me yours to get marked off for today, or you can email it to me. So I will be putting those grades in later today. I can technically progress reports are Monday, which means we are halfway through the term. You guys are like, I feel like as much as every day seems like a dread, time is going quick. And you guys are one step closer to that graduation. So just hold on. I know this is a tough year. So just make sure you keep doing stuff so you can actually leave this place. Because I want to move on to greener pastures here. Okay, so do I have I got my calculator around it. And I got my pencils. So once again, you don't have to really worry about the numbers technically. This is just like a worksheet I had with some problems, so I said I'll grab it. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. So some wires connect from a pole to a point on the ground at an angle of elevation of 80 degrees. I think we saw one like this yesterday. On the ground, the wire is 4.5 feet from the pole. So before I even start doing anything, I'm going to draw a picture. So once again, you should be writing this down. That will be checking. So we have a pole. We have some wires. They're going down to the ground. I mean, if nothing else, we know we're going to have a right triangle. Sorry. Okay. The angle of depression is 80. So remember, technically, the angle of depression is when you look down at something. So from here, looking down, that's 80 degrees. But we said, well, that doesn't really help us. It's outside of the triangle. So what we can do, this and this will always be the same. So I'm just going to throw that 80 right there. Okay. And then it tells us on the ground. Okay, so this would be the ground. The wire is 4.5 feet from the pole. Okay, so that's 4.5 feet. Okay, so that wasn't too terrible. So it asks us to think how much wire is used. So if we're thinking about the wire, that's going from here to here, right? That's my X. Sorry. So let's find that first, and then it will ask the second part, and you can find that in a second. So it's all about labeling. We know that. I feel like we've labeled 1,000 triangles at this point in our life. From angle 80 degrees, we know this side, right? And that would be adjacent because it's next to it. And we need this side, which is opposite the 90-degree angle. And that would always be the hypotenuse. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I just think in my head, okay, trig function, that would be right, for cosine. So I'm going to set up an equation using cosine. So it would be cosine of my angle equals adjacent, which we know is 4.5, over hypotenuse. So I'll just kind of give you a second there if you're writing. So main goal is once again set up the triangle, but then also label everything. So then you know what trig function you're using. Too much talking yesterday. Okay, so now let's actually solve it. This one's the one that it kind of takes 2 steps to solve because the x is in the denominator. I need to multiply by x. Okay, so I end up with that. But then my main goal is to actually find what x is. So now, since it's connected with multiplication, I'm going to divide by cosine 8. And this side is what I'm going to throw into my calculator right now. So I have a handy dandy right next to me. 4.5 divided by cosine of 80 is going to equal 25.9. There we go. Alright, beautiful. So now let's kind of finish up the problem. And it says, how high up the pole is the wire connected? So we need to find this height over here. So you can call it, sorry, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it Y, you can call it A, you can call it, I don't really care what you call it. You just need to know that you're solving for it. So let's say I'm in my head thinking, oh, I have this side now, it's 25.9. So I'm just going to go and use Pythagorean theorem. So technically you could do this whole process again and instead say, oh, I want opposite. But I don't want to do that. It's kind of a pain. And I like Pythagorean theorem. I always find it to be pretty quick, not too terrible. Um, so I'm going to go with that. So if you ever are confused about what side's what, when a squared, b squared, c squared, just remember c is always your hypotenuse. So this is technically c. I know we labeled it x before. And it doesn't matter which one of these is a or b. So let's call this a, and we'll say we're solving for b. So let's kind of throw that into Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to do a squared, which is 4.5 squared, plus, I don't know b, equals c squared. And then I'm going to just subtract 4.5 squared to get that b by itself. And I'm just going to use my calculator to kind of just do that computation quick. And then it's going to give me 650.56. And then I'm going to take the square root. And that's going to come out to 25.5. Oh, sorry, didn't really see me right in the end there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up for a second. I'm going to kind of start to randomly call on people. Okay, hold on. Oh, guys, we have the elf crumbs or something. I think she found something from the elf. Her elf got her candy canes. That's awesome, sweetie. Oh, go find it. You know, find it. Okay. Sorry. It's a little crazy here this morning. So I'm just gonna leave that up for a second. We're struggling. I'm just gonna start calling on people. If you're here, just let me know. Let's go. I'm gonna go. I'm very distracted by my crying child. God, it's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I can't talk. Okay, well, I'll do it. Okay, anyway. Well, it's not as fun as it seems for you. So, let's do the next one. I'll do it. I'm having a hard time concentrating right now. Math will bring me back into it. Okay. All right, next one. And then we only have one more after that we're doing together. You guys will probably listen. Okay, I think I have the. Hey, Tom.
Go say hi.
Oh, you don't want to come say hi? Okay, love you. No, he's very angry. He's an angry elf. We're struggling this morning, guys. Okay, so let's do number 6, and I'm going to skip to number 8, and you guys will try 7. So again, the numbers don't really matter. So just I was trying to plan which ones I thought I wanted to do. So the sun is casting a shadow. We saw it on like this yesterday. From a statue. The statue is 20 feet tall. The shadow is 12 feet long. What's the angle of elevation of the sun? So I'm going to do a quick drawing. Once again, this is, I don't even know how to draw a statue. Okay, this is like my person, so my statue. Sun's up here. Sorry in advance. There's a cranky baby coming in here. What's your problem? What's your problem? Want to say hi? Oh, crush on me your sweater. Come here. Say hi, everyone. Say, look at my cool Grinch sweater. You looking good? Can you see yourself? Say hi. Oh, Sidoni wants to say hi to you. Oh, you're drooling? Oh, God, what's going on this morning? What's going on? You trying to say hi? No, no, get out of here. I'm trying to write my plan. Can you go get, what are you going to have for breakfast? Go get breakfast. Oh, yeah. Okay, love you. You're sweet. No, no, no. No, I know. Oh, sorry. He's attacking me. He's attacking me. Okay, we're struggling this morning. At least there's under the table. Okay, anyways, let me try to finish this problem. The joys of motherhood, guys. This is why. Wait to have kids. Okay. The sun is casting a shadow. The statue is 20 feet. We're really struggling. That's hysterical. Okay, go eat breakfast. Okay, anyways, the shadow is 12 feet. I really thought working from home was going to be fun. I think I was wrong. What's the angle of elevation of the sun? That's theta. And once again, the angle of elevation when you look up. So this one's not bad because you only need to find one thing. So I'm just going to label. So from theta, I know two things. I know, what is this? Opposite. Opposite. And I know adjacent. Opposite and adjacent TOA. Okay, so I'm going to set up my tangent. Tangent of my angle, but I don't know what the angle is, so I just write theta equals opposite 20, adjacent 12. And then just as a reminder, we're solving for an angle. We are going to use an inverse. The inverse tangent of 20 over 12 is going to give me theta. So the inverse tangent of 20 over 12. Oh, I saw that movie. It's 59. I'm just going to say 59. It's 59 point something. And that will be your answer to that one. So I'm just going to give me a second as you're catching up. Sorry for my craziness in my house today. So now if you hear your name, have a name screaming at me. Oh, great. What do you see? You see a fish? Sure. Good. Great. Love you. So if you hear your name, just give me a shout out that you're here. I went in a random order yesterday. I have no clue what order I went in, so just bear with me if you hear your name. Let's go. Katie, you there? Hey, Katie, go ahead. Good morning. Good morning. Well, you knocked it over. What do you think happened? I'm also recording this, so hopefully no one ever watches this in their life. Okay, Elise, you there? Good morning, Elise. Thank you. Marcus, you there? Hey, Marcus, good morning. I'm so tired. I'm with you. Casey. Hi. Casey there?
Come on.
Okay. Oh my God. Awesome. Sorry, he just broke a handle.
It was all light.
And there's glass everywhere now.
I have better feet.
Thanks, baby. Love you.
Christmas light.
We're having a tough time this morning. All right, Taylor, are you there? Good morning, Taylor. How about Bridget?
Don't go in that room.
Bridget, you here? How about Darren? You there? Hey, Darren. Good morning. We'll do one more for now. Natalie, you there? Hi, Natalie. Good morning. Okay, let's do that for now, and then we'll come back to you later. Sorry, we're struggling this morning. Okay, just one more though. So I'm actually going to skip down to 8 just because we haven't done one like this yesterday. So I wanted to show you this one. I know cohort A has seen one like this, but cohort B hadn't, so I wasn't going to have you do it on your own. And then there will be one that you're trying. Oh my God. Oh, you cannot come in here. There's glass on the floor. Go in the other room. Dad's going to, Dad will wipe it up. Yeah, go in. That's okay. Small feet. Okay, so we have an isosceles triangle has a base of 20.4, and then the measure of both base angles is 21 degrees. Find the length of the two equal sides. So let me show you how to set this type of problem up. And it's not a right triangle, so that's the thing you need to know. You draw an isosceles. An isosceles means that two sides are the same. So we can see there's no right angle, which kind of freaks us out because that's what we've been solving. It tells us the base is 20.4, and it tells us both base angles are 21 degrees. Okay, so the base angles are 21 degrees. Now I need to find the length of the two sides. So I need to find this and this are the same, but we want to find out what it is. So I'll always kind of give you a hint on this one, or I'll just tell you how to do it. Whenever you see an isosceles triangle, what you can do is you can split it right down the middle in half. And what that gives us is two right triangles. So basically we'll just focus on one of those, and then we can find that missing x because it's the same for both. So let's just say I kind of focus on this side. So if I draw just that right triangle there, I will have to split this base in half. So 20.4 divided by 2, I could have done that in my head, is 10.2. This angle is still 21, and I'm still trying to find this side. And so anytime you're talking about an isosceles one, we are just going to split it right in half to make two right triangles, and then we'll kind of just focus on one of them. So now we'll go from here. This is my angle. What do I got? From 21 degrees, I know adjacent, right? I know the one next to it. And I need, that's across from the 90, so that's hypotenuse. So I'm going to use cosine. Okay. I'm going to move myself over so my face isn't in the way. So we have cosine of 21 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse. We're going to multiply both sides by x because we want to get rid of that fraction. And we always multiply by what's in the denominator. And then once again, we're still trying to solve for x. So we're going to divide both sides by cosine of 21 degrees. All right, I'm out of room here. So I'm going to throw that into my calculator. That's going to give me 10.9. And that's in inches. And that would be, when I kind of go back to here, this side and this side would both be 10.9. Because once again, isosceles means that those sides are the same. So I'll leave that up for a second. So I'm going to leave that there. I am going to call in a few more people. We're kind of struggling this morning. I just want to make sure everyone's here. So I can have accurate attendance. It's fine. Everything's fine. Corey, you there? Hey, good morning, Corey. Thank you. Adam, you there? Good morning. Thank you, Adam. Christine? Christine, you there? Damani, are you there? Hi, good morning, Damani. Thank you. Danny, you there? Good morning. Thank you. Is Bridget there? Bridget? Jordan. Good morning. Thank you. Was Casey there? Did Casey respond before? Casey? Caitlin, you there? Good morning. Thank you, Caitlin. Matt there. Thank you, Matt. Lexi. Sorry, I'm laughing because my daughter like put chapstick all over her face. I'm like, what she doing? And my husband's just like, what's wrong with you? No wonder she looks like this. Is Lexi there? Oh, thank you, Lexi. Um, Chris, you there? Hi, good morning. Thank you. And Connor. Connor, were you there? Because I just couldn't hear you. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we've done our problems that we need to do, which is a good thing. So what I'm going to do is give you one wrap up problem. I will help you set it up. And then you guys are going to finish it. When you're done, you're just going to throw in the chat, I'm done. I'll call on you kind of in the order that you do that. And then you'll just either show me your work quick with your camera or you can email it to me. So just let me know which way you're going to do that. But that's what gives you credit for today is like kind of me seeing that you did something. So don't stay on here the whole time and then not show me. That would be kind of silly. I'm kind of always do that.
Did you names on these for his room?
No, because I don't. No.
I have them.
We'll talk about
I have them.
I know, but then one other one was like Miss Molina
Right.
wasn't on my list of 5 for the past 2 weeks. But then she was there yesterday. So then I was confused and I just didn't put names on it.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
I'll
they
tell
can just
Sarah.
grab one.
Okay.
Yeah, they could just grab one.
Thanks.
It's from it says from Thomas.
Thanks.
It's just not working out. I'm very excited for my children to go to daycare. Okay. So I'm gonna help you set it up and then you're gonna finish it. So a wire is running from the top of a pole to the ground. We've seen this setup before. You're gonna have a pole. Okay, that's exciting. You have a wire at the top. It's gonna come down to the ground. Okay. We have a nice right triangle. The distance between the bottom of the pole and the wire is 13 feet. So the bottom of the pole to the wire is 13 feet. Okay. The angle of depression is 23 degrees. So that's, remember, this angle. And then once I know that, it's really the same as that one. Just a fancy way to kind of draw it. How high is the pole? So right now you are trying to figure out that. So can you label, what do you know, what do you need, what trig function are you going to use, and then can you find that missing part? So when you're done, can you just comment in the chat? I will call on you in the order that you comment, so please actually be done when you comment. And then just give me a heads up, are you turning your camera on just to show me quick, or are you going to email me? I do expect the email before we sign off, so just give a heads up. So I'm gonna mute myself because it's a hot mess here today. But I will all unmute myself once people kind of start finishing.